Guys, we're going to be here for a while. What I'm going to be doing in this video, I put a poll up a couple of days ago and I asked, what would you like me to do a pillar video on? That is, what would you like me to really go deep on? And you guys said to build my Omnichannel system for getting clients over my shoulder from the ground up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a Omnichannel, which means more than one channel, and we're going to system to get clients. So we're going to be doing a cold email, cold LinkedIn synchronized system. And the kicker here is we're going to be integrating LinkedIn voice messages natively. So rather than spamming people with messages that people never open on LinkedIn, we're going to be hitting them with a voice message. And from my experience, not only is it the best way to get clients on, LinkedIn voice message is the best way to do it, period. So we're going to dig in and get this thing done. So what we're going to do, I've got my computer here and you can see here, I've got my build SOP. I've gone through, brain dumped, got the SOP here, and we're going to walk through this step by step. So firstly, why are we building this system? If you are starting your AI automation agency in 2025, then the hardest thing you're going to have is to go from 0 to 1. That is going from no clients to your first client. And that's what this is going to help solve. We're going to walk you through how to pick a niche, how to pick a service, how to find your leads, how to enrich them and personalize, and then how to actually launch the system. That's how confident I am we're going to deliver results here, because this is what I do. This is how I built my agency to $146,000 a month. So as far as expected results, so this system, based on the volumes that we're going to be doing, I would expect between 5 and 10 calls per week. That's what I historically do. Now, the tools we're going to be using are going to be 1, we're going to be using Lemlist. 2, we're going to be using Zapmail. 3 is obviously LinkedIn. 4 is going to be Apollo. 5 is going to be Apify. 6 is going to be Lead Magic. 7 is going to be Make.com. Now, why are we using this tool stack? Lemlist is really simple. It is the highest quality, not volume, quality outreach tool in the market. It also enables us to integrate LinkedIn dynamically. So we can actually build a campaign where we'll go email, LinkedIn, email, LinkedIn, email, LinkedIn. Or we'll go email, LinkedIn voice message. It'll connect with them on their profile or follow their profile or build your LinkedIn audience natively as well. So really powerful. Zapmail we're going to use for all that inbox management. LinkedIn, obviously, you need a LinkedIn profile. Apollo is still the best lead database that I found. You can do LinkedIn scrapes, but I think that Apollo still beats it. Apify we're going to use to help scrape up so you get your leads at a fraction of the cost. Lead Magic we're going to use to help enrich it. And then Make.com we're going to use to take that enrichment into personalization. We're going to loop back around to Lemlist. So first step with all this is picking your niche. Let's actually build this thing out as we go. This is going to be our tool stack. Okay, so we're going to pick a niche here. Now, why are we picking a niche? I've done a video on this, and ultimately, people that are specialists get on average 3.7 times higher revenue than generalists. So you want to pick a niche. Now, when you're doing outreach, you don't just want to pick one niche, because the biggest mistake I see people making is they don't get their message to market match correct before they scale. Dan Kennedy is probably the godfather of marketing. He's the guy who all the modern guys get the stuff from. Alex Hormozi, all these guys, they've basically taken what Dan Kennedy developed about 60 years ago and just modernized it. So here's the guy who created all the stuff. If you want to go further back, we can go back to Gary Halbert and all the... I used to be a direct response copywriter. This is what I did before I started selling AI. So I know this stuff very well. So the reason I'm bringing this up is we need to split test, same as you split test with ads. So we need to get 2 niches and we need to do 2 different niches. And then for each thing, we're going to be selling 2 services. Now, why are we doing 2 niches and 2 services? The reason here is 2 niches means that we are targeting 2 sets of people. 2 services means we're going to be doing 2 different services, which means we're going to have 4 campaigns. With those campaigns, we're going to run 2 variants. This is going to be a robust system, which means we're going to have 8 chances to get things right. Really important, guys. Statistically, 1 of those 8 will crush it. And on average, 3 will bomb, 2, 3 will do okay. So that's why we do that. Now, as far as the niche, that's the overview of the niche. So what are we looking for in a niche? Well, you can see from this fantastic SOP that I've got across here, and I've put this on the screen deliberately. I could put it on my second screen if I wanted to and hide it. This is here because I'm going to link this below for you to save and to go through when you're building the system on your own. This video is not about me showing how smart I am. This video is about you implementing and building a system that actually works. Okay? So, what are we looking for in a niche? We are looking for a couple of things. The first, in a niche, we are looking for, one, do they have money? If they don't have any money, we don't want to sell to them. So, for me, usually I look for B2B services, and I look for niches that can spend $2,000 to $5,000 a month, or if they are low ticket services, I want it to be a volume game where I can set something up that's very simple that's just going to run in the background. So for me, I like B2B niches, and I like B2B niches that aren't very common. So I put out a full video, I'll link it below, on 30 niches in 30 minutes. From that list, I'm going to pick a niche. And the first niche that I've decided I want to do, I've done this niche before, but the niche I'm going to go for is bookkeeping. And the reason I'm going to go bookkeeping is because most people don't contact them. People forget about bookkeepers and accountants. And the thing I love about bookkeepers and accountants is if you get a good bookkeeping client, they usually look after 50 to 100 businesses each. You deliver for them, give them an incentive to refer you, you've just got a super connector. Really powerful stuff, guys. This is how we scale. Scaling isn't about pushing 4,000 emails a day. Scaling is about getting people that can then refer you. Do they have money? The next thing is, do they have pain? We need to find out what problems cost them money each day. And the best way to do this is honestly to get into the groups where people are actually going about this. Now, school's honestly a great way to do this. We used to do this in Facebook groups. So if you go to school.com/discovery, you can type in whatever your niche is. So I'm going to type in bookkeeping. Now, you wouldn't think there's going to be many bookkeeping groups. However, there is 54,000 members online community. That's a paid group. We just want to stick with the free groups here so that we get to essentially know, like it really looks like in the bookkeeping space, these guys are the big one. So what we want to come here is check out the community, see what's going on. They don't seem super active. So there's a classroom that's super active. So if you can't find out what the pain points are, there's a couple of things you can do. One, you can make an assumption that they always just want to buy things that make more money. You can also go to Google and just be like, hey, what are the biggest pain points and problems that bookkeepers have in 2025 that could be potentially solved by AI solutions? Manual repetitive tasks, ensuring data accuracy, lack of real-time financial insights, fraud detection, risk management, keeping up to state, time allocation, and strategic value. Cool. It basically says there's options to do this. Now, most of this stuff is actually done by bookkeeping softwares. So for bookkeepers, I'm going to go basically on the business acquisition side. So business acquisition side is going to be cold email, or it's actually going to be leads, plus DBR, database reactivation. If you're new, realistically, I would offer either something that's very simple to build. So think a proposal generator, think a quote generator, think hyper customized cold email, or think like database reactivation, speed to lead sort of solutions. I've done a full video on 20 services. Go check it out. It'll run you through this all in detail. My goal here is to get through this initial phase and then get into the building of the machine for you. So next is going to be, can I reach them? Are there 1,000 plus on LinkedIn? So if you open up LinkedIn, what you want to do is you want to come across here into Sales Navigator. And then you want to come in here and go Bookkeeper. In Bookkeeper, I've got pop-ups going everywhere. 850,000. Ideally, you want to be targeting just North America, maybe Australia, maybe UK. 470,000, plenty. Definitely big enough size. And then can you help them? Do you understand their world? If you're going something generic B2B like a bookkeeper, you don't need to go that deep with it. The biggest thing is just understanding trends and whatnot. Now, for this, I'm going to be looking at bookkeeping. And just these are some decent starter niches. Again, I've done a full 30 niche and 30 video. And for me, I'm going to be starting with two niches that I've picked out. One is going to be bookkeeping, which is a B2B niche. The second is going to be pest control companies. Now, the reason I'm going for pest control companies, I'm going to sell these guys a annual DBR plus a speed to lead. I've worked with these guys before, very heavily on SEO. Now, a lot of these guys don't fully understand business that well. All they know is they want to be very busy. So a lot of them just keep constantly look at the top of funnel. So pest control companies, if people get pest control done, they need it annually. And most of the time they're on the tools. So they're not able to actually respond to leads quickly. So that's why these two solutions I know are a really good fit. You're starting to see some trends here, guys, like speed to lead and DBR, whether it's an annual, whether it's a monthly, it's an upsell, really good solutions. So that's really the niches. What I'd do is I'd come in here, GPT-5, and I'll just say, I'm looking at launching a cold email campaign to sell AI automation services to pest control companies. I'm looking at selling them a database reactivation service, which will take their databases and every year will SMS them to reactivate them to come to book in. I'm also looking at doing what I call a speed to lead, which is essentially taking their website forms and connecting an AI agent via SMS to them in order to book people in after hours so that they close more deals. On a scale of 1 to 10, how relevant do you think these are for pest control companies? And do you think there are other services that I can offer that I can build simply on make.com or N8N as a beginner that I could offer instead? Ultimately, these are the 3 services, probably with a review booster as well, that I'd say the easiest to sell as a beginner. Database reactivation, speed to lead, cold outreach, in which case you're essentially selling leads, and review boosting. You can do additional things if you understand the industry in more depth. I understand lead acquisition. And I said this in another video. You can either niche by understanding an industry, or you can niche by understanding a service, or you can niche by understanding a section of a business. For me, I niche by understanding marketing and sales and what solutions most businesses need. So I'm going to be doing database reactivation. I'm going to be selling this for $2,000 to $5,000 a month. I may even do a performance deal if someone's got a big enough database. Speed to lead, 1 to 3K a month. And basically the whole goal here is that a lot more likely to close. So the services that I've pre-planned here, as you said, Bookkeepers, B2B, DBR, and the cold outreach. And yeah, this is literally what I'm selling them, what we're building in this video. Like what I'm building you is what I'm going to sell them. Pest control, DBR, speed to lead, instant quote builder. Specifically, this is something you can either put on their website, and it can be a widget that will actually automate the quotes based on the square footage of the house and based on a few other questions. Or it can be something where if they're on site, let's say pricing up termite barriers as an example, you will actually get them to record it, that recording be transcripted and put into it. So if we're just going to get super clear here, we're going to be, that's our 2 offers there. So now what do we need to do? We now need to get ourselves some leads. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, Apollo is, in my opinion, still the best place to get leads. So I'm now logged in. I'm going to come up to Apollo. So apollo.io, I'm going to have the lead list link below. Now, quick things on Apollo, because Apollo is a really powerful tool, and I want you to just understand what this tool does. Oh, interesting. Apollo is trying to go into the AI outbound game. That's actually pretty cool. Saying, hey, we're going to enrich your stuff and send it for you. That's cool. Apollo, basically, what you usually do is use it to find leads and export them. Now, unless you want to spend $60 a month for 2,500 leads, you can spend $100 a month for 4,000 leads. Now, you don't need to do this. As I'll show you in a sec, you can actually use a tool called Appify in order to export these leads a lot better. So what you're going to do is you want to come in and you're going to build a lead list. So you're going to come into people. And from people, you're going to come down and you're going to pick the industry of your people. So I'm going to start with bookkeepers, okay? So I'm going to put down in the job title, bookkeeping. Bookkeeping. And bookkeeping falls within the accounting industry. It's asking bookkeeping, accounting. Great. Now, I want to be finding location. I'm going to just go United States here. You want to make sure you're targeting your list to location. I'm going to go employees. Now, I'm going to go... Oh, this is super interesting. This is saying... Okay, I've got to adjust my filters here a little bit. Bookkeeper, bookkeeping, industry. Take the industry out of there. Why is that only? I mean, I don't ask for decently large bookkeeping companies. Why is there such a small portion of and any of these keywords? So sometimes bookkeepers are also accountants. Let's go accountants. Bookkeeping, there we go. Bookkeeping services. Bookkeeping solutions. Okay. So we've got now 65,000 people here. So that's looking a lot better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these small guys. Anyone 1 to 10 employees, probably not going to be able to support the volume. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is I am going to now come up to the job titles. We want the owner. Now, owner is going to drop it to 1300. You can also put in here CEO. You can go partner. Some firms are partners. You can see left from 1300 now up to 3200. Now you can just keep expanding that as much as you want, and you're just going to keep expanding. To give you some feedback on different things you can put in there, you usually want to go owner, CEO, VP of sales, VP of marketing, business development representative, like all those sorts of things that are going to be around that style of position. Now, what we're going to do, we're now going to come across to Appify. And Appify is a fantastic tool for... I'm going to pause this. So Appify is a really great tool for, and you can see I use it a lot. We are going to come down, and I'm going to actually just come out to search so I can show you. We are going to do Appify Store, Apollo Scraper. This one, the Apollo Scraper, I use this a lot. This just charges a flat fee per X number of leads. Now, all you need to do is drop in the URL from Apollo here, and you're going to drop that in here. Now, for this purpose, I'm just going to export 1,000 leads. So Apollo will get us the owner, it'll get us the email. So we'll have the email address in here. We'll then have actions, we'll have the additional elements there. People score, fair. They'll give you location, number of employees in the company, etc., etc. Now, Apollo is just going to scrape all this data, and in about a minute's time, we will essentially get a list of approximately 1,000 leads. See, it's done 100 results already, and it's just going to keep going, because I don't believe this is finished. I swear I said 1,000 leads. Yeah, I did say 1,000 leads. Now we can actually scrape our leads. So we're actually going to scrape 2,000 leads here. So I'm going to do 1,000 leads per campaign. And you hit start, save and start. So this is going to take 2,000 leads, probably about 5 minutes is how long that will take to actually scrape. So while that happens, what we're going to do is now we're going to come into Apollo and we're going to find ourselves those pest control companies. So I always, when I'm doing work like this, I'll save this URL. So I'll drop that URL over here. The reason I say keep the URL handy is because that URL you can copy and paste. If you start changing filters, you'll notice that the filters here are pulled through from the same place. So we're still going to leave senior owner, CEO, partner in there. We're still going to leave the United States. We're still going to leave the employee size. What we're going to do is we're going to change the industry keywords. So there's a couple of things you can do here if you're trying to find a smaller industry like pest control. We can go pest control. We could try maybe termites. So let's come into the keywords. So we're going to go pest control, pest control services, pest control solutions. We are going to come up to termite control, termites, cool. So we've got 1,100, not an enormous audience. Realistically, if you were to go smaller, you'd actually add a lot more. A lot of this industry is quite small. Add another 3,600. We can actually go bigger. We can go 21 to 50. Probably better to go bigger than smaller. So, company, Signature Landscapes LLC. Yes, there's more of a landscaping company. We don't really want a landscaping company because we're reaching out. The Sportsman Gun Center. Don't really want that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to come in advanced settings. Is not. Okay, they're not showing landscaping. Mental blank here. Usually there is a negative filter. You can also just prompt this. This is something I've used a few times, where you can just run a custom prompt and just tell it, hey, I'm looking for this sort of people, and it will actually pull it up and find it for you. See, like these are the sort of guys we want, like Valley, Termite, and Pest Control. This is the sort of company we want to be finding, because these are the guys we want to sell to. I love Spindrift, by the way. Cover speeds. Someone's going to be sitting watching this and just screaming at me, stop doing it, stop making this mistake. Valley Pest Control. Yeah, it's Pest Control Local Services. It's because they tag people in so many different locations. Hey, look, it's going to be a pest control heavy account, but we can actually hit all these industries. What happens if we go small? I mean, Rotary International sounds like small. Bug buzz marketing. No. Usually when you are doing this, you want to make sure that you are getting the best list targeting. I'm going to try the AI filters here. I'll run a custom prompt. I'm looking for the owners of pest control companies, and that is companies that offer annual pest spraying, termite services, etc. all over the United States. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for any marketing agencies, any landscape agencies. I'm looking for specific pest control companies. Save and run. AI research. Let's see what we find here. Guys, I'd love your comments below. Do you want, when I'm doing these big long tutorials, do you want me to do all the variations? Or do you want me just to stick with the main variation? Because I'm thinking of just sticking with the main variation here. That's good. Let's just pick a different niche. I've targeted these guys before. How did I get them? Pest control, pest market, employees, United States, industry, pest control. Yeah, there's just not a filter there. That's the weird thing here. Eco Smart Technologies. Marketing, what's Terravira? Okay, we need to start seeing some negatives here. Is ultimately the way we're going to do this. Which is usually is come down to advanced in the company in the keywords. Yeah, there we go. That's tidied it up a lot. Fertilizer, pest control, yeah. Bug and rug. Cool, that's better. So what we're going to do is we're now going to pull up this scraper again. Pull up in a new tab over here. And we are going to drop this thing in there. We're going to save and run. So you can see here, if we just come back to the bookkeeping one, we've scraped our 1200 leads. So what I'll do is I'll actually scrape in batches of 100. The next step we're going to do is we are going to enrich this data. So I'm going to fire up Lead Magic. Lead Magic is my preferred source of enrichment. So guys, scrap Lead Magic. You can see I had 50,000 credits here and I haven't used them and they're all gone. So I've submitted a support request to find out what is going on with my 50,000 credits. So we're going to use a backup method. Lead Magic, just is a good tool. It is about $100 a month. But instead, we're going to use Phantom Buster. Now, Phantom Buster enables you to scrape profiles and pull up all the data. So Phantom Buster is a really cool Swiss Army knife tool. Lots and lots of different options you can do here. But we're just going to be using the profile scraper. Got some legacy stuff in there. Delete that. This one will be deleting as well, so I can show you how to set that up from scratch. Okay, browse phantoms, there we go. So we're going to come down, we are going to go to enrich data, and we want to be LinkedIn profile scraper. So we're going to be uploading a spreadsheet to this, and now you can see our bookkeeping leads all finished. So we're going to download our bookkeeping leads, export these guys into a CSV file. I'm going to download that. We are now going to open that. Okay, so we're going to open that CSV file that we just downloaded. I always do my spreadsheets in Google Sheets. I just find Google Sheets easier than Excel. I just think it's a smoother thing. So to give you a rundown of what data you actually get here, we are going to freeze this top row. I'm also going to highlight that row. Okay, cool. So what we've exported here from the bookkeeping, you got the first name, the last name, the email, the company name, the company website, the LinkedIn URL. Then you got the additional information here, the headline, the industry, etc. Then we've got a little bit of a rundown of the company, or what's the company about. Great. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually be enriching based on LinkedIn URL. So this is going to become bookkeeping leads. So now I'm going to download this as a CSV. You're going to come across here and we're going to come into spreadsheet settings. I'm going to rename this. Bookkeeper LinkedIn profile search. Great. Connect on LinkedIn. Great. So we are going to reconnect our account there. Save. Email discovery. We don't need email discovery. We've already got email. Profiles to update. Yes. Launch settings. Repeatedly. Fantastic. Cool. That's all set up. So now this is the list, and I'm having such a mental blank. Okay, so I figured it out. I was being silly. So basically, when support is always fantastic, and shut them. So what we can do, and yes, skip and close, go away, thank you. We can import from a URL. That's how I've been doing it, straight from a Google Sheet. It will then pull it in, connect to the LinkedIn account, fantastic. Email discovery, I don't need email discovery, we've already got emails. Profiles to update per launch. We don't want, Yeah, sure, why not? And then hit save. So we want to do this once. Now what you can do is you can launch it repeatedly, so it runs every day. So with Phantom Buster, this is a tool, and this is why I love Lead Magic. Lead Magic, and so I'm really honestly pissed off that they have deleted 50,000 credits, which should be enough to do 50,000 databases. Oh, sorry, leads. So I was setting this up for campaigns after I come back from holidays. So we're just going to launch it manually and get this thing started. Name, profile, name of columns you want to keep in the results file. We want to keep name, email, personal email, organization name, organization that, profile URL. We probably keep city, state, country. Organization, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn is good. That's probably all the ones we want to keep. Launch manually. What is up here? Oh, I've submitted. Okay, let's now go save. Okay, now it's happy. I want to launch this thing. I want to... Whoop. What is this thing's problem? I've got the LinkedIn. Got everything. Okay. Launch manually. And then you click on it, and then you can hit launch. Thank you. So what this is going to do is it's going to scrape all of the profile URL data. Now, the reason why we are doing this, okay, just provide you some context. If we pull up this LinkedIn URL here, and this guy's just an example. This guy doesn't have any information in there. It's a bad example. But if he doesn't have any information, though, we're probably not going to sell to him. Interesting, that guy doesn't have any information either. I haven't emailed Bookkeepers before, but these guys are really not putting much in their profiles. It's actually going to become an interesting one, because if these guys do not have any information in their profiles, we're not going to be able to enrich on that. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to go straight to enrichment. What we've got is the name of the company. We've got the websites. So we're probably going to do a website crawl and enrich based on that. So it's going to be slightly different to what I was planning for the video, but it will work. So I've got this one here. This flow I've used before. So I'm going to bookkeeping. So what we're going to do, it's a basic flow, Google Sheets. So we're going to connect the sheet we had here from my drive. We are going to select the sheet that we want, which is going to be bookkeeping. What have I called this? Bookkeeping August. Oh, I can make sure I share it with me. Okay, there we go. That's why it didn't show up. Okay. Let's come here. Let's refresh that list. Always make sure the sheet that you have got shared. Bookkeeping August 2025. Great. Sheet name. Again, make sure you hook up your sheet name. What is the sheet? It's actually the Polo dataset scraper. Has all the data in it. The tables, yes. Ascending, yes. Save. We want to run this model. Cool. So that's now pulling information through it. Then Claude. So with this one, I have always run Opus for my emails. I haven't run Opus 4.1. The cost is the same, so I'm going to upgrade to Opus 4.1. And the way this is set up is you first have a role and an assistant, and the content is you're an expert email copywriter specializing in B2B lead generation and database reactivation services. You create highly personalized and relevant icebreakers that feel authentic and demonstrate genuine experience, etc. And then the text is the actual prompt. Write a personalized icebreaker for cold email selling these services. The hook reference something about their specific role, company, or activity that relates to growth, sales, or customer acquisition. Curiosity. Hint at a specific inside opportunity without being vague. Be conversational, stay concise, and go figure I'd reach out We're going to use verified ending. So this should all be linked up. Organizational website. It's the same format that I used when I built it. So let's run this model. Hey, notice the limited information about your company, which actually reminds me of many businesses sitting on untapped lead databases that I've built over the years. That is not running, pulling this data through properly. Let's reactivate this. So we need to make sure that we are mapping. Yeah, that's why, because the full name is, none of this stuff is mapped properly. So what you want to do is you want to be mapping the person's name. So we have got the full name is going to be this. I've got to zoom in. The title. So you're going to find your title. This is where you pull your data through already. And that's going to be CEO. So this is going to be, title is going to be owner and CEO. The headline. We'll come down and find the headline. That tells them company name. Organization SEO. I actually use the SEO description and stuff. Organization name, thank you. Company size, estimated employees 19 people. Industry. This is what happens when you use different formatted sheets. Industry is going to be accounting. Company website. We are going to put the company website in here. Location. And the location is in Simi Valley. That's actually pretty close to us. Connections. I think connections is going to be on here. Now I've just played with my JSON. So what we can do is we can go to good old ChatGPT and we go check that this JSON formatting is all correct. Check that this JSON formatting is all correct. So I'm not going to copy and paste that. Is this variation properly formatted? Nope. About. Oh, the last one. There we go. So that should run better now. Let's run this model. Let's see what we get out the other side as a response here. Oh, that is definitely not working. Let me check the JSON one more time. Okay, so that should be resolved. So now we're going to come in, we're going to make sure this is connected to Google Sheets. If you're looking for an ID finder, basically, search and shared drives. So what you can do if you're trying to find the actual ID of a spreadsheet, the idea of a spreadsheet is this chunk in here. So what you can just do is post it in there. Make sure you get the sheet name correct too, because we're going to be posting back to that sheet name. So we're going to copy that sheet name. Row number. We are not going row number 3. We are going to come in here. And we are going to come in. It's actually in that low row. Okay, so something that I did when I was troubleshooting the other section is I actually created a column in AS called Icebreaker. This is where we're going to essentially fill all of the icebreaker as we generate them. So we've got that, and then we've got all the way down the bottom, organization in AS. Yeah. So if we now come in here, organization account AS, cool. So we should be able to run this. And what should happen, we're gonna failed because we failed one parameter. What parameter has broken? Update row. Okay. So basically what I did, I was trying to enter it by ID. You just need to change this to search by path and then shared with me. Pull your spreadsheet up, pick the sheet, and then what you need to do is you need to come down here and you're in Icebreaker. You want to make sure that you're mapping your column. It is, well, we don't want to map the column. We want to map this JSON Icebreaker because it's Pat running an accounting firm for 35 years. Fantastic. So now we're going to save that. So now we're going to run this. What value cannot be empty? What value is empty, guys? Value must not be empty. What? Missing parameter for row number. Make sure you match row number to row number, because row number to row number means it's going to pull out of there and it's going to put back into the same row number over there. So now let's run this thing. How many times I've run these things, there's always a little debug as you change spreadsheets. So let's run one time. Let's make sure. Cool, here we go. We've got ourselves some Icebreakers. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pause this a sec. We're going to stop that. We'll check out these Icebreakers. So Pat, running an accounting firm for 35 years in Simi Valley means you've probably touched thousands of businesses from startups to established companies. Have you considered how many of those past client relationships could be reactivated for referrals or additional services? Pretty good. It's just straight to the point. It says, hey, this is who you are, this is what you're doing, have you considered this? A lot of people with their Icebreakers will just go, hey, I noticed this about you, are you interested? When I'm selling stuff, I like to just get straight to the point. So notice Celia and Hart have worked with clients across the US from your Idaho offices, 6-5 years. I bet you've built quite a database of businesses who've inquired about your services. Have you considered systematically re-engaging those past conversations to fill your pipeline? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so we've got our Icebreakers. So what we're going to do, I'm now going to run this. So with this, you want to set it to how many you are going to optimize per run. Okay, so here you can see we've got $57.84. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this to do, let's say 50. Okay, and we're going to let this thing run. So what's going to happen is it's basically going to run through and it's going to do 50. Okay, let's try this again. That's it. One thing with Claude is it's not as good at returning JSON. The thing is that JSON helps keep it formatted properly. There we go. Okay, so we're running them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let that run while we actually create ourselves the rest of our copy, because we've got this going. Now, the reason why I initially went Phantom Buster, and Phantom Buster's over here still running, it's updated 198 leads. And if we wanted to come in here and view my leads, we can find the leads that have been enriched. Now, the reason I'm not waiting for this information is when I did a quick test, most people didn't really have much in terms of their description. So when you're enriching leads, most people in most professions will have a profile. We're just going to focus on what we're doing. So we've enriched these guys. Okay, so we're creating that icebreaker for the bookkeeping for database reactivation. Okay, what we will then do, what I've done, I have in the make.com build, I've just deleted the JSON module. It's just too glitchy. JSON usually provides more reliable formatting, but yeah, I've just deleted that for the reasons we discussed before. So where we're at, let's take a quick second to stock take. We have found our bookkeepers. We have started writing and personalizing the emails that is opening up to the database reactivation. Now we are going to take that and we'll start writing the rest of the email copy here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through how to set up the full outreach system so that we start getting into the nuts and bolts of it. So we are going to get our templates written. So usually we run problem awareness, okay, for our emails. We've got our subject line, which should be a quick question about company. Personalized first line, which is what we've got here. We're going to do an identify the problem and then a soft interest call to action. So when we are putting things into Lemlist, the first email, it's going to read like this, okay? Now, in the actual email, we're going to put Icebreaker instead. And that's going to bring all of this information in dynamically, which is really cool because it essentially enables us to then go straight into the rest of the email. Now, the format that I usually use is identify problem and then soft interest CTA. So for this one, if we are selling database reactivation, it'd be something like, so we want to basically show them problems. So in this situation, it's going to be most businesses are sitting on 1,000 to 10,000 dead leads. Because essentially what we're trying to do is help them realize that this is found money, this is not additional stuff. Dead leads, people who showed interest but never converted. These aren't cold prospects. They already know your brand. They've already spoken with you and they just weren't ready then. Now that's really the problem. So that's really what I do there. And then we want to do like a soft CTA. So the soft CTA would be something I like using, like a quick question. Quick question. Roughly how many leads would you say past 2 to 3 years that never converted? Because if this is worth exploring for company name and then best, and then we're going to go your name. So what I like about this sort of format, and I just pull this out because this is something I've done before, it really just comes off, hey, it's impressive what you're doing. Have you ever considered this? This is what we usually find people have. Quick question. Do you think you have any of these leads? Is it worth exploring? That's really the email. It's a very soft, to the point email. So we're now going to take this as we are continuing to enrich our leads. I'm just going to make sure this enrichment is still running, because by the time we actually upload, I'll make sure it's great. So this should run through to 50 leads. Cool. So remember how I said we're going to check the pricing? So we're at 57. Not even $1, right? 50 emails with Claude Opus 4.1. You can see why I'm just saying just use Opus. Great. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to run this every 5 minutes. And we are going to, we're just going to run this for 1,000 leads. Now, I'm going to save that. We don't want to run it every 2 hours. We just want to run this thing. So that's just going to, now it's just going to run it all up. Now I'm happy with the pricing. We can jump into Lemlist. I'm going to start closing some of this stuff down. And we can jump into Lemlist here. We don't need that. Phantom Buster is doing this thing. We don't really need Phantom Buster. Okay, now we're going to jump into, actually before we do Lemlist, we're going to get email infrastructure. So, email infrastructure. So, when I'm doing this, I'm going to be running emails through a tool called Zapmail. Now, Zapmail is a fantastic tool. And the reason I love Zapmail is it enables you to get Google inboxes very cheap. And you can also buy pre-warmed up domains. So you can actually jump in there and buy pre-warmed up domains right now. I've got domains that I'm using, so I'm just going to launch them. But I'm going to walk you through that. So Zapmail, you basically sign up for your plan. It's very quick and easy. Google Workplaces, $39 a month to get 10 inboxes. Like, you can't complain at that. The pre-warmed inbox are $8. So if you want to do that and you just want to launch immediately, it's $8. If you are happy to wait 2 weeks, you can warm up in Lemlist, as I'm going to show you. It's much cheaper Depends what's more important to you. I personally like buying domains that are branded. So my main website is expanddigital.io. I am going to be building a whole new website. So by next week, we'll have a whole new website here and you'll see what goes on. But that's why I like having branded domains that seem very similar. Now for Lemlist, which is what we're going to use for our main infrastructure, we only need 5 inboxes to send with. So Lemlist only enables you to actually send with 5 email inboxes. Now, if you go through and ask why, they basically say because they focus more on quality. And I definitely agree with that. I have run campaigns for very large investment funds using Lemlist. That's actually what initially got me to swap from instantly to Lemlist as my default sending tool, because I found the quality was actually much, much better. So I've connected 5 domains here. So in Zapmail, if you buy your domains, so you'd basically just come in here, you go add domains, buy domains if you don't already own any. Search Expand Digital as an example. I've got about 50 inboxes that I can use right now, so that's why I'm doing it this way. I've already got mine set up, but I'll show you what you do. You put in your brand name, and then you want to find variations of, and it will find you a variation of that. Yeah, here we go. So it's expanddigital.live, expanddigitalmarketing.com, might grab that anyway. And then you just go down the list, pick the ones you need. Now, once you've got your domains, all you're gonna do is in your inboxes section up here, you're gonna come to inboxes, you're gonna add mail inboxes, you're either gonna buy or assign. If you haven't already used of them, you'll just go assign, and then you'll basically just build out inboxes on the domains that you own. So follow it through. Zapmail super, super easy. And then once your inboxes are all set up, you're just going to select the ones you want. You're going to click export. You're going to select the platform you're exporting to. So for me, I was exporting to Lemlist. Connect your details, hit export. Give it about 10 minutes, and you'll have them connected in your Lemlist account. So you're then ready to send. So for this, you want to be buying 3 to 5 domains, and you want to be setting up multiple different inboxes. If you are not buying pre-warm domains, you want to connect your email accounts to Lemlist and then to Lemwarm. So Lemlist is, I think it's $99 a month. It also includes Lemwarm that will actually do the warming. Now, this is saying that not sure why I did not logged in. Cool. So in here, in Lemwarm, you got your warm up. Set your warm up to about 30 a day for the ones you're not using. This is saying we've got a 70 deliverability score. These are actually way higher. These have been on warm and smart lead for about 6 months. DNS check. You can come in, you can do a DNS check. It'll come in and check everything set up. MX exchanges, SPFs, DMARCs, etc. Custom tracking domain is something to set up. I'm actually going to set up in Zapmail now because I do want to have that all set up. Custom tracking domain, select all. We are going to be update settings, domain forwarding. We're going to forward all the domains to my main website. Save. Done. That's it. This is why I love using Zapmail for my inboxes. So that's all connected. So now what we're going to do with Lemlist is we're going to set up a campaign. So we're going to come back over here to Lemlist. And our campaign is going to start with an email. We're going to do 2 variations. I'm going to split test the overhead subject line. So we're going to come in here. We're going to go create a new campaign. Build my campaign manually. Yes, we do. So we're going to start with sending an email. And then we are going to visit the profile. Then we're going to send an invitation. So basically it's going to send an email. It's then going to view their profile. It's then going to send them an invitation. We're then going to wait for, so this one we're going to wait, let's go 2 days before we send them a voice message. This is only going to send them a message if they've actually accepted. Then what we're going to do is we're going to send them another email. Okay. The email is going to be, let's set that for 2 days after they have received the first email. We are then going to send them a chat message on LinkedIn. So it's going to be a day after the email. And then we're going to send them one last email. I like sending 3 emails in sequence. 3 days later. And then we'll send them one final voice message. And that final voice message is going to be 3 days after that. So you can see there's a lot of stuff going on here. And this is why we're crushing. This is why this thing just crushes it. So we're going to call this campaign, it's going to be Bookkeepers DBR, because we're selling DBR. So I always say who it is and what we're selling. So for specific sender, we're going to go Joel House, that's me. And we're going to start up here. So for usually what I do, and for this video, I'm just going to do it once, and then you can obviously follow along. But usually what I do is I'd launch 2 emails per campaign, or 5 campaigns, 1 email each. So for this, I'm going to do 2 emails in this campaign. I'm going to leave the other ones on warm up. And now we can start bringing our copy in here. Actually, the best thing I've realized is you actually pull your lead list in first. Okay. For this purpose, we're just going to pull these leads that we've got enriched. All the leads are enriched, and I will do that now, but for the purpose of filming this live, run every 5 minutes. I'd like to activate it. Oh, why it's not letting me run it? Is it just convenient that I've happened to pull up at the same time as I got 50? Oh. I'm actually going to cut these out just so we don't re-enrich the same leads. Sometimes this will just run. It's more than unsaved changes. Ah, there we go. I didn't hit the little save button. Fantastic. Run. Okay, this is going to be Bookkeepers first 50. Importance of this is so we can get this thing going. Okay, so now we're coming back over to Lemlist. We are going to actually download this as a CSV. Download CSV. Lemlist, lead list. We're going to import leads. And we are going to do a CSV import. So we're just going to drop in this file we just pulled in there. Continue. First name, last name, email, custom variable, LinkedIn URL, fantastic. You need to make sure the LinkedIn URL is mapped because that's what's going to trigger the ability to send those LinkedIn messages. Title, company, headline. Now, whatever the actual formatting in the spreadsheet is the formatting that we're going to have inside of Lemlist. Organization phone number, Icebreaker, cool. Great. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to come back to the sequence. Now, the reason we did what we just did is because it enables us to actually pull in the icebreakers properly. So, remember that we said we have our copy. So, this section is going to be called Icebreaker. Let's make sure we get that formatting correct. Icebreaker is the format that's going to be called. So it is going to come in here. We're going to have add personalization. And it's going to be the icebreaker. And then we're going to pull in the company name. So add personalization for the company name. Best. And then your name. If you don't have a preview, that's interesting. Must be pulling that information through because those icebreakers, if we come in here, icebreaker, and the icebreaker's all in there. Sometimes you need to save this. Sequence. Preview. Two custom variables are missing. Okay, I see why. because it should be not icebreaker like that. It's the wrong icebreaker. We're going to do icebreaker with the proper formatting. And company name, it's going to be the right company name. Again, it's going to be the right formatting. It's going to be organization name. It's called organization name in the spreadsheet. So that's the big thing here. So just making sure you're using the right custom variables. Organization name. There we go. So now if we come into preview, hey Ali, noticed you're serving. Yep, cool. That's much better. So we're going to be a quick question. What have we got in here? We really want a simple version of the website name. Do we have a simple version in this sheet? We do not. What's the average? That should be fine. So we're just going to do a quick question about, and then we'll add the company name, which in this situation is the organization name. A quick question about organization name. Great. Preview. Cool. Great. So that's the first email. Now, what I usually do here is I'll run an A/B split test. I'll fill step B. So I'll keep the email the same, and then I'll split test this. Subject line. So usually a subject line for this could be something like, you know what? I usually actually can do Joel, and then we're going to go the first name. Add personalization, first name. Oop. It is something I've seen a lot recently, but it works. Okay, what we can do, we can just go plus then, hey? And then we can do preview. So, Joel and Ali, question mark. So preview, cool. So that just gives us the ability to split test two names really easily. So now we're going to come in and we're going to start setting up the really cool part. So LinkedIn honestly is where this whole system starts going over and above what people do with Instantly. So we're going to visit profile. I've already linked my profile. So we're going to do that. We're going to send an invitation. Now we want that automatically. Attach message to the, so you can actually also put in custom connection requests. Now, I've found that I don't like custom connection requests. I don't find that they convert as well. So I usually just leave it blank. So that's good. Voice message. Now, this is where things become really cool. You can start recording your voice message. And what this message will do is this message will be the same for each person. Now, for the voice messages, we're going to come down. We're going to create the campaign. Where did I put in the voice message? I did not put in my voice message script. So let me quickly get my voice message script up. Okay, so I've now got my script in here. So this is essentially the sort of script that I run for these emails, also for these voice messages. And the goal with this script is to be really as nonchalant. So the script goes, hey, thanks for connecting. So random timing. I just helped another accounting firm reactivate their pre-tax season leads from a couple of years ago. They booked 8 new consultations from leads they honestly forgotten about. Do you guys keep track of all the businesses that got quotes but never signed? Maybe sitting on a gold mine there. So that's essentially the script we're going to use here. And we can just hit record and record it. Hey, thanks for connecting. Quick question. I was working with another accounting firm about the same size as yours, and we helped them to reactivate about 300 dead leads from their CRM, which turned into 12 appointments in just over 2 weeks. It made me wonder, ballpark, how many leads do you guys have that you've collected over the years that never really connected or signed up. If it's more than a few hundred, it could be something worth us having a quick chat about. Let's see how that one went. Email. So now we're going to send a second email. So this is still going to be in the same thread. So we're just going to send a simple follow-up. It's going to be, hey, we're going to go, hey, first name. And we're just going to come in real simple. Did you get my email and of? Because it's going to be in the same thread. Let's actually change a little bit. Lightly slipped through the cracks. It's email. A bump for you. Cool. So this is very much a how to win friends and influence people style hook, which is, hey, I know you're a busy person, slightly likely to slip through the cracks. You're really just going, hey, I know you're not ignoring me, and I know you're busy, so I just want to give it a bump. We recently helped another firm generate 12 appointments from leads they thought were dead. Loop back if you are interested. Cool. So we're just going to leave it like that for that email. Then we're going to send a chat message. So we're going to send them a message on LinkedIn. So this LinkedIn message is actually going to follow up on the message that they would have had before. I was going to send them a generic message. So the message here with Lemlist, you actually got two things. One, you got an alternative message if they're not a part of your LinkedIn, and there's one where they are. You want to be using the first name. So what we're going to do with this follow-up message is we really want to keep it intriguing. So we don't actually want to talk about anything, because if we can get someone to listen to the voice message, we're way higher chance to actually get them to convert. So we're just going to leave it like that. The third email, we'll get back to the third email in a sec. Hey again. So I'll keep this super quick. I know you're probably slammed, but I just wanted to share one thing. We just analyzed a bunch of CRMs in your industry, and the average company has 3,000 leads that never converted. Even at a 2% reactivation rate, that's 60 potential appointments sitting right there. And on average, we get between 4 and 8% reactivation. So look, if you want me to stop reaching out, totally fine. Just shoot me a quick not interested. But if you want to see exactly how would reactivate your specific database, happy to do a quick screen share for you. Either way, won't bug you again after this. So with this alternative note, this is going to be two things going to come from this alternate note. Firstly, they're not going to get your voice note because they are not connected with you. So if they're not connected with you, there's no way they'll get the voice note, and that's okay. We are creating intrigue here. Okay, so we've got that. I think we're now just up to this email here. This email, we're going to leave the subject line the same, but what we're going to do is we'll start with her name and personalization, first name. I've reached a couple of times about from reactivating. Let's go to the it was an org. It was his organization name. Plan back. I get it. Okay, so the purpose of this email is to enter the conversation in their head. You're either too busy right now, already plan for those leads, don't have enough dormant leads. For a similar firm in your industry, and they had 2,847 dead leads from 2021 to 2024. We wrapped up a similar project for a firm in industry. They had 200 dead leads. Then this works if you can either A, back it up, or B, you're willing just to have the balls to say it. I've actually done that. That's actually statistics from one of our other clients. Technically an accountant and a bookkeeper, but close enough. I don't want to be that annoying guy in your inbox. So this is all from me. Look back to me if you want to get a quick Loom demo. Cool. So basically, we want to essentially just acknowledge, hey, you're going to be the annoying guy in the inbox if you keep going, and you're not going to be that guy. So just leave it at that. We are going to be loading a stack more leads in. We're going to go, hey, first name. We're just going to take this to a super different level. We're going to do something like last message promise. We're booking 15 to 30 appointment per month for companies reactivating their dead leads. If you have over 500 dead lead collecting dust, you are leaving money on the table. Let me show you how to turn these into appointments. Cool. Just gonna keep it super short there. So that is that. We've got the voice messages, we've got everything there. Great. Next step, we've got the leads. Cool. Launch. Okay. We want to adjust our schedule. We want to modify the schedule, reach 54 new leads per day. We do not want to be doing that. We want to be dropping this to 18 new leads per day. Perfect. Because once we start getting the LinkedIn side going, we want to keep it going. Now, this may look like it's a small level of outreach, but we're hyper personalized here. And once we start integrating LinkedIn, we start getting a lot higher response rates. So what we're going to do, we're going to launch all 50 leads now. Okay, we're not going to launch a risk email addresses. Filter, add filter, email status, deliverable. We only want to deliver to good leads for the purpose of this video. We're going to send to everyone because the thing is, guys like this, if they've got a sketchy email, if that email comes out, they're still going to go through and then we're still going to get them on LinkedIn. So 15 leads are missing an email address. We'll skip these steps for the leads and they'll just go straight through. Don't show it again. Perfect. So that is the system. What you can see we've essentially built out here is we have gone and we have first found a niche. We then found a service that we want to sell to. We've then written a personalized subject line, a personalized email. We've then written a body, and we've then come down and set up LinkedIn. This is cool. That's all done. I'm actually going to do a modification here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to modify this. I need to duplicate it. I'm not sure why this scenario is not letting me duplicate it. Where's this Bookkeepers? We're going to clone this one. I'm going to subject line. Because we're going to make a custom subject line for this. I realized I hadn't made a custom subject line. Bookkeepers subject line. So doing that, specialized in B2B database reactivation, you could hide Icebreakers, custom subject lines, personalize. No, we only want write a personal subject line, email. We're just going to adjust this. I've got a second screen over here with my subject line build. Cool. So with these subject lines, we're going to go 3 to 7 words maximum. Shorter is better. Include company name or specific details. I'm going to go 5 to 7 words maximum. That's the data. Save. What we want, row number. We want this one here is going to be text response. Let's test running this a sec. See what comes out of this. We don't want to. Lead generation. Turn it on for a cold email. Let's run this again. When I did tests running this on Opus 4 versus like Sonnet, got a huge thing. Quick database question. We don't want that. You know what? Let's run this for 5 leads. Let's run this for 5 leads and let's see what comes through, hey? We're going to go format. So these subject lines come out like. Should be in. There we go. We don't want in JSON. I removed the JSON. Cool. Removed the JSON phase of this one. So this is now going to run these through again. Over here, what have we got? We have got output. It's because I had JSON down here as well. I'm going to make this longer. I'm going to say 7 to 10, 5 to 10 words. 10 words maximum. Let's see how this goes now. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of tuning to get these things right. Woo. Okay. Stop. You're being crazy. This is why I usually use JSON to stop this. You see how it's come up and said, hey, I'm going to do everything now. There we go. Dormant client pipeline. Non-profit bookings, dormant donor leads. Nah, I don't like these. This is why we usually enrich with LinkedIn data, because with LinkedIn data, you can actually enrich about the people that you're reaching out to. But this is not going to work today with Bookkeepers. So we're not going to do that. So guys, let's do a quick overview because we actually have a campaign live. I'm not sure if you noticed that, but we've got a campaign live right now. We've got this campaign here with 50 leads in it live. I'm going to load the rest of those leads in. But essentially what we've done, we have built. Now, you're only going to launch with 50 leads because you want to do a quick test run. Open rate should be above 40%, bounce rate should be less than 3%, and you really just want to monitor it. So the way that we scale, and just all responses will actually come through here. This is LinkedIn and email. This thing I love about Lemlist is you get all of your LinkedIn responses in here too. Now, in the first week would only run 20 contacts a day total. Week 2, run 50 contacts. Week 3, 100. Week 4, 150 to 200 contacts a day. Email speed is important, so I'd be jumping in 3 to 4 times a day. I set an alarm and just jump in and respond to really scale this up. Now, what you're going to be tracking is you want to be targeting a 3 to 7% response rate. That's why we are split testing things. And you want to be targeting a 1 to 3% positive response rate. If you're not getting that, you want to be basically canning the campaign. And you want to be split testing. Split test your subject lines first. That will get your opens. And then go from there. I do have another video on this channel where I talk about custom subject lines and I've got a full build there. I'd recommend watching that From here, really, you want to let the system run for a week, see how it goes, book your calls, get your information, and test. Now, if this is a video you've liked, I know it's been a bit of a slow one. If it's been a video that you've liked watching me build over my shoulder, drop a comment below and I'll build the second half of this, which is going to be showing the results from all the campaigns. So drop a comment below if you're interested. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.